Up, guys? So, in this particular video, we'll be discussing about Spiti Valley, and especially the topic this time would be traveling to Spiti Valley solo. So, if you're someone who's planning a solo backpacking trip or a solo road trip to Spiti Valley, this is the perfect video for you. And watch till you're satisfied with the information you want. But keep in mind that a solo trip to Spiti Valley isn't all that simple because public transportation isn't easily available. Getting to Spiti Valley has two routes. One is via Kinnaur and Shimla, which is open throughout the year, and the other option is via Manali. The Manali route is open usually from the month of mid June till, I would say, end of October. Now, which route should you be taking? As a solo traveler, it is always better to start via Shimla and Kinnaur Valley and make your way up to Kaza via the Shimla route. It's best to break journey at multiple stops along the way. And if you're planning a solo trip, the most economical way to get to Kaza is by taking the public HRTC bus. The HRTC bus, I would say, is the most economical way to get in and out of Spiti Valley as a solo traveler, because when you're traveling all solo, it's pretty costly to hire a vehicle for yourself unless money is not a constraint. But as a budget solo traveler, the only option is the HRTC bus. So now this particular bus, you'll find plenty of buses going up till Rekongpio. From Rekongpio, it will become difficult for you to find regular buses, but there are buses going daily from Rekongpio to Kaza. Now these buses from Rekongpio to Kaza will take anywhere between, I would say, 8 to 10 hours depending on the road condition and which month you're going to. At best case, you can expect it to reach in 7 hours, but nothing faster than that. Now remember, when you're taking the bus from Rekongpio, if you want to break journey, you can always break your journey and stay the night in the village of Nako. Nako is a very nice village along the way. It's a perfect hamlet village to spend the night. You can visit the village, you can go spend time by the lake, and you can even chill with the villagers, because everybody in Spiti Valley and in Himachal Pradesh are very welcoming towards tourists, provided that you do not go searching for trouble. Now, it's important to remember that Spiti Valley has very good 4G and 5G networks. So, if you are traveling solo, you do not need to worry. Gone are the days when network was a really big concern while traveling to Spiti Valley. Now, there's excellent 4G and 5G network. If you're going all solo, my personal recommendation is have two SIMs in your phone, one of Jio and one of Airtel, because if you have these two by default, you will be covered for 99% of the journey. The 1% that you will have no network is from Losar till Manali, because that stretch has no network till you reach Koksar. Now, once you've broken the journey at Nako and then you decide to go to Kaza, you will get a bus the next day to go to Kaza, because there is always a couple of buses going to Kaza in from Nako that starts at Rekongpio, so it's not all that difficult. Just by breaking your journey at Nako, it'll just make your entire journey time less as compared to having continuous bus journeys to reach till Kaza. If you're interested, before you reach Kaza, you can also stay the night in the village of Tabo. Now, once you get to Spiti Valley, and you're planning on going to the village of, I would say, Langza, Hikim Komik, or even Dankar. Now, for that, you will have to either hire a private taxi or hope best that you will get a shared vehicle that will take you there, because there are buses that go to these villages, but it's like once or twice a week. And if your travel doesn't align with when the bus is going, it's going to be really problematic. So the two options to get to these remote villages is either wait for the bus, hire a taxi, or walk. There's no other option for you to get there. Hitchhiking is possible, but you'll have to find somebody who's okay taking you into their vehicle. Tourist vehicles generally are not really comfortable taking a random tourist into their vehicle, but a local, if you find one who's friendly enough, can definitely take you in. If you're planning on walking, you should remember that Dankar village is closer to from Tabo, and Langza Hikim Komik is closer from the village, from the town of Kaza. Key Monastery and Kibar, you can definitely do it by taking the bus which goes to Manali, because they have to stop at the village of Kibar. But if you're planning on going to Key Monastery by bus, you'll have to walk it out from the junction, and from there it's, I would say, around 3 to 4 kilometers. Now, all the distance, even though you feel that you will be able to walk this kind of distance, you have to remember that it's uphill, and at the same time, the oxygen level is pretty low in Spiti Valley. So it's going to be a mighty walk, considering that you'll have to walk with all your luggage since you're going from one place to another. So it's very important as a solo traveler to pack light, pack extremely light. Just carry the very basic requirements. If you are confused of what you should be packing, you can click on the link in the description. There's a complete list of what you should be packing for your trip to Spiti Valley, and whatever's on the list is for a road trip. If you're going for a backpacking trip, you can just cut that down, which is already a very bare minimalistic trip list. You can make that even shorter based on what you feel that you can carry along the way. But remember, when you're traveling solo, nobody in Spiti Valley is going to harm you or trouble you or bother you. They're very welcoming to tourists who are coming there, especially a solo traveler. The locals will go out of their way to take care of you. Another expense that you need to take into account is accommodation. Accommodation in Kaza and Tabo will be expensive. Kaza does have hostels, Tabo doesn't. And a room in each of these places, a private room, will cost you anywhere between 1500 to 3000 rupees, depending on the category of room. And this will mostly, at the best, come with maybe, I would say, breakfast in the room, nothing more than that at this costing. So it's always advisable to stay in a hostel or opt for a homestay, which will give you an all-inclusive package in the same costing. Accommodation in Dankar, Langsa, and all the other remote villages is much more affordable for a solo traveler. It'll cost you anywhere between 800 to 1500 rupees with all your meals, depending on the kind of deal that you can crack. So now, when you're going to Spiti Valley solo, what is the biggest complication? The biggest complication is basically only the internal transportation, because to get to Kaza and to get out of Kaza, you'll always get a bus on a daily basis. But to go to the other places, which is really the highlight of Spiti Valley, that's where the complication arrives. Like, for instance, if you want to go to Chandratal, you will definitely have to hire a private vehicle, because there's no way you can take a bus. There is no road for a bus, and no bus goes to Chandratal Lake. So the only way for you to go there is by hiring a taxi. And if you reach Kaza and then you try hiring taxis to get to all these different villages and lakes, it's going to cost you far more than taking a taxi from maybe Shimla or Manali. So the best suggestion for a solo traveler is to join a group, because Spiti Valley isn't the kind of place that a solo traveler will find really affordable if they are on a tight budget and they want to visit and experience all these places. If you want to go to all these places and are okay with the fact that you can spend a lot of time, maybe waiting a few days till you can find somebody who's ready to take you to each of these villages in their vehicle, either hitchhiking or making you shell off a little bit of money so that you can pay per seat, then it's okay. But if you're looking for a short, maybe a 7 day, a 10 day trip, and you want to visit and experience all these places that I just mentioned, then it's always better to join a trip. If you're looking for a trip, we at Tlow do have trips which take solo travelers, and we've been doing this since 2011. So if you're looking for a trip, you can click on the link in the description and you'll get all the details related to various trips of ours to Spiti Valley. If you're interested, you can directly book from the website, or you can click on the WhatsApp button on our website and chat with our team, who will help you and assist you with the booking. If you have any queries related to your own personal trip to Spiti Valley, you can leave a comment in the comment section, and we'll be more than happy to answer your queries and solve your doubts. But remember, Spiti Valley as a solo traveler has its own challenges when it comes to transportation, accommodation. Safety wise, it's one of the safest places that you can get to. But other than safety, there's a lot of technical problems that you will definitely encounter. And if you're still adamant that you want to go all by yourself solo to Spiti Valley, just make sure that you're giving yourself minimum 14 to 18 days to cover all of this if you're a budget traveler, because you will definitely need time. Spiti Valley is, I would still say, the best is if you can convince a few friends of yours, either your family or your friends at college or at work, and you can make a group of anywhere between 4 to 6 people. Then the trip to Spiti Valley is really economical and is well worth it, because it's a kind of road trip that you need to do in a vehicle, because that's how it is best experienced. If you cannot do that and you don't want to join a trip, then this video has given you all the information that you need. If you want any follow-up video related to any doubts about your trip to Spiti Valley, you can leave a comment and I'll be more than happy to make another follow-up video. So now, till our next video about Spiti Valley, stay safe, stay happy, and stay blessed.